Okay, now hundreds of thousands of social grant beneficiaries have been without food for days because they have not received their Sassa payouts. They were meant to be paid from the 5th of September. Now, the Democratic Alliance says the situation is worse than officials indicate. eNCA's Hloni Mtimkulu is following that story for us. Hloni, good afternoon. Welcome to today. You've been up and about in different payment points of Sassa grant. What did you see today and who did you speak to? What are they telling you?
Yeah, so today, starting week 3 of this whole debacle, lines are starting to decrease significantly from the past 2 weeks. So we went to Shawela and there were no people. There were 2 people there when we arrived at around 7 in the morning, but they had said, we haven't been paid, we're waiting to be paid. We went to Lenasia and there initially there were about 20 people and then that line kind of grew also just after 7, and that line grew until when the post office opened at 8:30, there were more than, I would say, 150 recipients that had been waiting. They still haven't had their money, but then 2 weeks in, we are on day 15 of this. And then we drove to the other side of town, to Olifantsfontein, just to see what's happening there. There, it has not been as big of an issue. Of course, we need to remember that this is only affecting certain people, just depending on how they are paid. Those that get paid at retailers, and then that have been directed to post officers. So on that side of town, not so much. But we know that in the weeks before, there were lines that were full. But the thing is, we don't know if now people are just giving up or if they have been paid. You remember that last week when the ministers and the CEOs had that press briefing, they said that at that point about 80 to 90% of the 600,000 affected had been paid, and that it should be sorted out soon. But, you know, it still hasn't. If today people, however many there are, but then still have not been paid. Now, you know, we've kind of been wondering what actually is this issue, what is this technical glitch that's going on for so long, why can't they fix it? And, you know, as it turns out, there is more to it than meets the eye, where we saw the Post Bank board also stepping down or being fired, depending on, you know, which side you see it and how you see it. But, you know, there are court papers, as it turns out now, we've heard, that suggest that there is an issue between Post Bank and their suppliers who are meant to be doing these transactions and doing this automatic transfer of money into the Sassa gold cards. We spoke to Hloni from the DA, and this is what she had to say about Britain, what is happening, what this technical glitch actually is.
We've gotten hold of court documents indicating that Post Bank has actually applied for court interdict against an organization called Electronics Connect, which is the company that does the payment automation. And what happens is they never paid this particular supplier from May, June, up till now, and apparently there was also an irregular payment of this supplier. So they are trying to force this supplier to actually come back and do the automation of the payments. So this so-called technical glitch is actually, the truth is that Electronics Connect has pulled out of the automation of the payments, so they were trying to pay all these grants manually. So you can imagine 600,000 people being paid manually, how long that will take. Yet with automation, you probably press a button and all the payments have gone through. So they were owed about 1.9 in May, 1.7 in June, and so on and so forth. So obviously no company wants to work without the cash flow. And so we are waiting for this court case to hear whether the interdict will actually allow an irregularly appointed supplier to actually come back on board with Post Bank and do the automation of the payments. I think that is the biggest thing, that they haven't been disclosing the truth with regards to this thing that they call a technical glitch, when they know that it's because they've actually not been doing things the right way with regards to National Treasury.